Oh boy, who's going to represent you now, Mr. Asher? Donald Arthur Jr., alias Danny Mitchell Stevens, alias, and how many other aliases you've used throughout the years. But the paperwork is in the courts, and perhaps this time it won't go missing. But Portsmouth, New Hampshire has it in their hands at the police department. It was recused from Dover, New Hampshire police, as well as Rochester, New Hampshire police. Who's got the ties? Who's involved with all the corruption? It's called gang stalking and targeting individuals. With that being said, I'm going to let you know that Christopher Wray, all the sheriffs in the state of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, state police, the attorney generals in each state, from Maine to Florida, that have been contacted in regards to this, and across to West Virginia, and it even surfaced in the newspaper back in the Associated Press days of 1995 and 96. So why is it that Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 4 days later, this dude still has not been served? And they have a duty to uphold. With that being said, everybody needs to know this is William Asher, your musician in the Portsmouth, Dover, Rochester, New Hampshire area. As I scroll through the pictures to find all the evidence against William, I want to remind you that Skowhegan Police Department, Joel Cummings and his wife, all part of the gang stalking and targeting of individuals. This was during 2021 when my daughter was missing. Can you imagine that shit? Here's a request for investigation into the police and others, state and government level, that were involved in the disappearance, the burning of my homes, the sex trafficking, and all of what's happened to me and my family. What happened to this paperwork, Dale Lancaster? Scott Nichols is now the president of the Sheriff's Association, and he's involved in this too. Without a doubt, Troy Martin, you are as well. Where's my dog? Just so you know, everybody, all the nominees and the ones that are in office now that took oath, state of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and throughout the nation, got a copy of this. So why is it all a hidden agenda? It's to silence and suppress. That's defrauding all of us out here in the community, the citizens, the residents, and you all should be ashamed if you're involved. But the rest of you should be worried about the safety of all of us, due to the fact that the police and the politicians are the ones out here sex trafficking, abusing, and if they're such great homicide detectives like Dale Lancaster, right? Why are there so many disappearances and unsolved murders and missing people in the state of Maine? Answer that. Why did my daughter's car catch fire on her way to Essex County Guildhall Court in Guildhall, Vermont? Mind you, this is an officer's wife that's writing this. Joel Cummings' wife of Skowhegan Police Department. But I also remind you that I was pregnant at age 17. That means I knew Joel when I was 16. I gave birth when I was 18. So was it Joel Cummings that denies to do a DNA? Or is it the dope boy that was put onto her birth certificate without my acknowledgement? I want a DNA. And after that, so be it. You burned my home. But you know what? I can still tell about it, and I'll always tell about it. My vehicle was stolen by the police. The case has been dismissed against me, and now the tables have turned against Greenland Police Department, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, all of the EMTs, the fire department, everybody involved. April 7th of 2024, Greenland, New Hampshire, at the TA Travel Center, when I was arrested, put in jail after being taken to the hospital and cleared in the ER at Portsmouth Hospital. But wait a minute, the paperwork that I got from the hospital provides proof, fact, and evidence that the EKG was not even read until the following day, let alone signed off on. With that being said, Portsmouth Hospital, they're being lawsuited as well. Think I'm joking? Do you think these ones will be dismissed? Probably not, because I'm coming forward about every single thing that William Asher has ever done to me, and anybody else that's done anything wrong to me, I'm telling all about you. These are the pictures that show proof, fact, and evidence that Michael Drake and whoever else or whoever went through my vehicle, got into the bag that had a bunch of FBI paperwork, proof, fact, and evidence in it. And you know what? That was a wrong move. They also did make a very large mess in my vehicle. And then my vehicle disappeared after I started asking questions about who planted marijuana in my vehicle, for one, who cut the seatbelt, for two, and who tampered with my vehicle that made the motor seize. Well, Pat's Auto Repair and Towing hid my vehicle when I started asking questions. He also left the keys in my vehicle, windows down, access to all of my personals. And just so you know, all of my personals and my vehicle are still missing from Pat's Auto Repair and Towing, Seabrook, New Hampshire. But again, all of you watching, there's not one of you that has the balls or the vagina to speak the fuck up. So if anything like this ever happens to you, I promise to God, I hope I hear about it, because I'm going to come back and I'm going to laugh like fucking karma.